Got it on deck, man. Oh shit.
1 2 1 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, you good?
All right, let's get this shit going. All right, back. What I'm gonna go with? Oh, I know what I'm gonna go with today. All right, you ready? 2, 3, man. Start this shit up. Like Doctor Who. So, wanna get word is born. Focus on, Distraction, what you saying, black? With all that yakety yak. Rewind selector, yo, we gotta stop that for a second, you know what I'm saying? Yo, we are back, another episode of Art School, the podcast. This is season 2, episode 9, I think we on. Episode 9, I'm on. Episode 9, we're back on. I'm feeling the energy so much. Yo, for real, all jokes aside, you know what I mean? It's a beautiful Sunday. We shooting. I'm so energetic. I got so much energy towards this because this is like back to back. Like we would, you know what I mean? We did something Thursday. We're gonna release that soon at the Catch Up Gallery. It was a, you know what I mean, eventful night with the next up. And now we're back this Sunday, so that's twice in a week that this is going, and it is gonna keep rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling. So, yo, it's your host, right, Mighty Math, aka Penny Ottaway, aka Slim Thugger, aka Daddy Durag, aka Professor X, because I handle all my business sitting down. Ow, free the wave. I'm getting this shit on point. I'm just snapping with it. I feel it. And, you know, I brought it back. I said to myself, first off, right, you know, if things don't work out the way that they should, then you always go back to the drawing board and you make it do what it do. And, you know what I mean, before I introduce the guests, you know what I'm saying, I want to give a shout out and a RIP to Tame One from Artifacts. I didn't mention him in the last episode. Definitely a pioneer in the game. You know what I'm saying? I'll be honest with you, like the group Artifacts came into hip hop through graffiti for me. They didn't come through with like their music. They came through with graffiti and stuff like that. And Tame One was definitely one of those guys that I watched in those early magazines with Arab TC5, one of my favorites, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So, you know what I mean? Shout outs to the family of Tame One, you know what I mean? Also, I'd like to give another shout out and rest in peace to Hovain, you know what I'm saying? A big pioneer. Yeah, one of those guys that was connected to everything in the hip hop industry, managing a whole lot of people connected all the way. You know what I mean? Put a lot of your favorite hip hop artists on. For real. You know what I mean? Big ups to him. And the fam, I'm doing a mural for him, so I'm actually gonna get started this week and stuff like that. You know, I was thinking about it where I was on a bus and I was saying, damn, you know, I'm a little nervous because, you know, you got to do this portrait thing. But then I was like, nah, I stay doing that. And, you know what I mean? I feel a strength through Hovain. So I'm going to be rocking that out on Atlantic. And shout outs to Kev for sponsoring this for me, you know what I'm saying, and putting me on my feet and helping me pay my cable bill. It's so real. So, you know what I'm saying? You know, we talk a lot about credit repair. We talk a lot about mental health and awareness here at our school. I talk a lot about music. Well, I don't talk that much about music, but I know a lot of musicians, and I'm bringing back someone who is helping me very so much so by providing this whole environment that I'm able to thrive in and bring you our School the podcast, because without him I wouldn't even be here, honestly. And we was chatting about before this, and I was just looking at the canvas, well, the paint that's like behind there, and I was just behind the cameras, and I was saying to myself, like, that's what keeps me going, because I can always find space. And when I always find space, I always get the time and opportunity to bring people like this man that I'm about to introduce today to the forefoil of entertainment, of the art, the world, the creative, whatever. It sounds just too much. I'm gonna get straight to it. Yo, I known this guy for a minute. Like everybody that I'm talking to, right, is that I've been talking to on our school. I've known for more than 10 years. Word. I've known for more than 10 years, and regardless to whatever the circumstances are, and being in the same space within those 10 years, you know of them. Even when it was like, just traveling, and I'll be like, oh, snap, what you doing over here near PS13? You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. Yeah, I'll do substitute teaching over there. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I live over here. You know what I mean? Just those random occurrences where, we're still bumping into each other. I was thinking about that on the bus, like, yo, I could be somewhere Flatbush on the low, chilling, and I'll just run into people's, then we'll be like, yo, son, what you doing out here? Chilling, you know what I mean? Just passing through, you know what I mean? Things like that. So without further ado, you know what I mean? I was always introduced as Unky, and we're going to go into that story real quick, you know what I mean, after this. But my man JamesBourne of JamesBourneLLC, let's give it up for him, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Let me get a clap back
It's
there, yo.
It's good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, JamesBourne LLC, aka Amen Wayeb Unky, aka Unky. You know what I'm saying? Like, reason why they call me Unky is because nobody can never say Amen Wayeb Unky.
Yeah, that's mad long, bro.
It's a comedic name, you know what I'm saying? So
we in the town.
It's understandable. And even with this, I'm putting this on my platform too, and this is episode 10 for me.
Oh, it's 10? Okay.
Inside the Eye, second season. You know what I mean? We both in our second season. So, I've been knowing Matt for like more than 10 years now on the scene. I remember he was telling me about a picture. He showed me the picture. He was like, your foot was in the background. And I was like, that's crazy. Like how this, our scene was so small, but we didn't understand how big and vast it was later on in our lives. You know what I'm saying? And repetitively.
Yeah, that was my first like art thing, like art showish type. That was like,
what was the magazine called again?
21/7.
21/7.
Yeah, 21/7 magazine.
In the city.
Yeah, getting wild, getting loose. Everybody was enjoying themselves. But we were all attempting to do something.
That's a fact.
It wasn't like just party hardy. It was like, yo, we partying because we eventually want to write about you. You know what I mean? Eventually wanted to do some a bar event or something with you. You know what I mean? So I really appreciated that time because, when I was introducing my homeboys to this crowd, you know what I mean, and saying, yo, y'all should come over here. Y'all should do these things. It was, you know what I mean, their time wasn't invested in trying to be better for themselves or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was different. It was different for you know what I mean, black men in the hood to come outside and, we was on some different shit.
Yeah, we definitely was.
We was different, man. We had skinny jeans, ripped up jeans. We was in H&M heavy.
I ain't gonna front. I was wild. I ain't gonna say I was wild hype beast, but I was hype beast. Yeah, I was hype beast. I was premed up. When it was clientele, when clientele was across the street from Supreme, I was like, you know what I mean, really like searching for certain items like Dave's Quality Meats and all those, you know what I mean? So, just to be able to bring those two, because the hood wasn't on those spots either. They wasn't.
They didn't even, bro. a lot of the dudes in our hood, they would but all right, we got the L train next to me in Canarsie. They go to the L train, get on the A train, and go downtown Brooklyn. And that's if they got to handle something like visiting somebody in the bookings or going to get some new J's.
Yeah.
And then they coming, or Jersey back in the day.
Yeah.
And they coming back home. You know what I'm saying? I remember my boys. This is how it began for me with the whole city vibe. I just came back from Atlanta, right, when I was younger, and my boys was like, "Yo, we got Sway and this other joint called Mumia."
Oh my God!
So I tagged along, came out there, and I seen like young people like us just savagely partying on a Tuesday night,
Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, at that time, what was happening in Brooklyn was we didn't want to go to Cafe Umar. Remember Cafe Umar? Just did the Dollar Ben show there.
Just did the Dollar Ben show.
What I'm
it
saying?
is now
Cafe
it is
Umar,
is now called Kendra's.
Bro, you would get shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You would get shot or something's going down and it's like, yo, we come in to dance and have fun. Like, they don't want to be going through that. It was just a different wave of kids going on that was coming up. Mm-hmm. So even like right now, I see certain kids out here and they be calling themselves like ragers and stuff like that. Like, we've been past all that.
Yo, some of the people that were coming out of that scene, right, pretty established today. You know what I'm saying? Cuddy came out of that camp. That's when he was at the Babe store. Taz Arnold came out of there. Coco and Breezy came out of there.
Name too. She went and got her boobs done.
Yeah, she was a tattoo artist or something like that. But
she's a rapper or something. But she stay in the media when she like wilding out.
Yeah.
Y'all know who I'm talking about.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, how many creatives came from that, and I'm amazed today to be sitting here next to one of those creators who continued on with their path. Because you know, when we was talking about Inside the Eye with on your episode, where you introduced me, and I was saying, like you said, it was more than like 10,000 hours, and I was just saying to myself, like, throughout this time, you know what I mean, now you're embarking. Or I think you probably passed it too, those 10,000 hours, and where that stemmed from, because you was into music.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I remember, you know what I mean, just you being around my cousin and making music and things like that, and now you're on your way to your, you know what I mean, writing books and stuff like that, and teaching and all this. That's something that you thought about back then?
Nah, man. Not at all. Like, when I was just doing my thing back, and then it was just like, I just was a creator. You know what I'm saying? Like, just being in the crib, thinking of stuff.
Yo, man, you got 2 broken lighters up there, man. Cut the show. Cut the show.
You sold me that lighter the other day for $1, and now it don't work.
All right, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. But nah, I just be sitting in the crib. You know, what it stems from is my pops was a singer. But he ain't going to singing career. I used to just sit in the car and this dude would just blow, like, you know what I mean? Pause. You know what I mean? Like, he would just go in, and then it passed on to my older brother. And just being in that vibe, I was like, damn, I could sing too. I could still sing, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? What was crazy was I used to sing with my brother when I was younger, but I was shy. So I was like, yo, what can I do to do something else? So I started writing poetry. Then I was like, yo, I want to be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? So I just started rapping, and my first joint that I rapped over and got the instrumental was
spit it right now.
You
can spit it right now?
Not my joint. I'm talking about like
I wanted to hear your first bars. I want to hear your first bars. You got your first bars?
Nah, I don't remember that.
Oh, man.
My joint was I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was that was my joint. Ahmed, that's what it's his name.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So my pops used to give me like allowance every day. Right, and I used to take that bread and wait till the weekend when my mom would take me to King's Plaza, and we would go to Sam Goody, and I would cop a $3 CD, like any new single that was out, because they had the instrumental. And then I would do that, and then my mom's cop me a Talk Boy FX, from Home Alone. Remember that
Yeah,
joint?
yeah,
And then
yeah,
I started
yeah.
recording myself and just rapping, you know what I'm saying? So then, growing up, I kept on just doing my thing, went to ATL. ATL is what really brought me out of, like, selling CDs from the back of my car. You know what I'm saying? Paying my rent with that.
All right, so before we get to like the deep end of the
You know
the
what I mean?
ATL show, the ATL, don't forget, since this is our school, right? We are talking about credit as well. So you know what I'm saying, you could get your credit fixed here. You know what I'm saying, JamesBourneLLC. Don't forget that, And to bring that back into,
and you can get it fixed for free.
Feel me? Stop playing. So to bring that back, right? When you said early on, you know what I mean, the parents influenced you know what I mean, gave you the tools to want to do those things and things like that. And you went to Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
Did you go to Atlanta to pursue music, or did you go to why did you go to Atlanta?
Two things. It was a mental game, and I'll say this: African American parents, you know what I'm saying, from when we growing up, you know this, I think. You hit 18, you got to get out the house. That's their thing. That's their mentality, and that's a bad thought to put in kids' heads. A bad thought. When you get 18, either college or you getting out of my house. That's just a thing. I don't know where it came from, but it's just a thing because other coaches don't even do that. So that right there, when I hit 17, my older brother started going through some stuff early. Not no bad things, just living. And I was like, I got to get out of here. You know what I'm saying? So just passing through life and stuff that I was doing, I had met somebody. They ended up in ATL. A shorty. She hit me up and she's like, the music scene is out here. And I was like, all right, cool. So that went hand in hand of like leaving the crib and then I could go do music. You know what I'm saying? And especially when I first visited there, it was an open mic every night. 6 days a week. I'm rapping 6 days a week at night, freestyling. Just wilding and selling CDs and doing some other stuff, man. That's in my book. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and we gonna get to that. We gonna get to that. We gonna get to your book.
When I came back here, when I seen, remember Rip the MC?
Rip the MC.
Jamie Lewis.
Okay.
Remember him?
Okay.
Right? Shout out to him, you know what I'm saying? Because we just followed each other a couple of months ago, and it's so funny. But I seen his first video. He put out a video in that scene, and then I kind of followed that. I said, he could put out a video. I could put out a video. You know what I'm saying? But I already just came from ATL doing a video, but some discrepancies happened, and man, the song was popping. It was on a mixtape, all of that. But man, people out there is just wild and weird. But anyway, I did my first video, and then when I put it out, that's when I just started stepping on the scene on my own type of terms. You know what I'm saying?
So
that's how it happened.
So I see you know what I mean, you're doing your music thing, right, early on, and then somehow we collide with entities, and I see you're with other musicians, you're with photographers, you know what I'm saying, you're with fashionistas and all these guys and stuff like that. How did you link up with these people? Like
recently in the past couple of
years? No. Just
that?
but like before, like after Atlanta, because it's like, all right, then you come back to the city, I assume, right? And then it's like, now you're pursuing music in the city and you're linking up with these people,
I don't know, man. I just say that's just a gift of energy, man. Like, because after my second video, I was sitting down and I was looking at dude edit my video, and I remember I went to school in Atlanta while I was there for 2 years for audio engineering. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't know that. So audio engineering is second nature to me. That's what's going on here. So after that, I just picked up a camera and just started moving like that. Started shooting my own videos, editing my own videos. I put a different name who the editor was, because when you tell your friend like, I edited, they were like, you should have did this, that, and there. But when you say, somebody else, they like, this fire. You're stupid, it was me. The whole time it was me, you know what I'm saying?
That's a psyche move. I ain't never heard of that one,
the music,
That's a psyche move. You know what I'm
saying? My man's was my producer, Owen Nuo, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. he was producing all my music. I knew him since we was kids, like roller skating. And what's crazy about that is he showed me what to buy to audio engineer all my own stuff. So when people was like, yo, who's engineering your stuff? I'm like, yo, my boy knew him. No, he wasn't.
Yeah. Did you have any influences on your engineering then? That, like, was there another engineer that or you just picked it up on your own?
I just picked it up on my own. I just listened to my voice and seen what I like and like what I like to hear, and I just did it.
So you did this. That's the natural. I would say back then, from the sounds you saying your dad, you know what I mean, singing is, you know what I mean, and you're able to tune that in with your ears.
That's a fact.
Yeah, so that's natural shit. I feel you on that.
Yeah.
I feel you.
It wasn't really nobody who really taught me how to move something around. I just moved it, listened to my own joint, and just that was it.
Yeah, you know, I never went to school for art either, man. I never went to school for art either, but my mom's is an artist, and you know my grandmother was a teacher. So just being raised by my grandmoms, I was always, you know what I mean, I ain't gonna say forced, but I always had to be creative. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, one part about art school, right, is it's not necessarily a school per se. Like, I don't want y'all to think that this is a school where you got to get graded. You got to take a test to, you know what I mean, make it to the next grade or something like that. It's not even that. It's the journey and it all. And that's something that I wanted to, you know what I mean, tell you guys, the viewer that's checking it out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, just keep going, because this whole life shit is about school. I be thinking sometimes.
Yeah,
you know
that's real talk.
You know
that's
what I'm
real
saying?
Talk.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? Every day is a lesson.
Yeah, every day is a lesson. Every day is something you learn, or you should be learning something. Like, I look at, when I come back to the video and I say, maybe there's too many ums. Maybe I should have these notes. Maybe I should look at these certain things in this certain matter and things like that. And it seems like now you've gotten to that point where you're looking at your craft like that too.
Nah, that's a fact. Because now today what we're going to test out is this 3-camera joint. And see where it goes. Close up, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to see how it lives. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's a good experience to have too. You know what I mean? And I think all of them are great. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I went from 1 to 2 to 3. So now, you know what I'm saying, in the place to be. You feel me? So,
and if I get this correct and I get it down packed, this rap for y'all, man. Self-made. You know what I'm saying? I really got to laugh at people. Honestly, I'm not going to front. Like, I got this cynical thing about me. And I think it's a very positive thing that I do. Is, man, I big my own self up in my head like 24 hours. And if I learn something, I'm going to abuse it. And I'm going to show you it. Like, I'm really going to show you it and be like, yo, look what I did, son.
Yo, that's when, I was looking at, who is it? Queen's Flip, Math, and Joe Buttons. And they was talking about, I could say cynical, but they was talking about selfishness within their own crafts and stuff like that. And, you know, in a way, you know, that word cynical it sounds slithery, you know what I mean, slimy and stuff, but it's not. It's like, nah, you really have to big yourself up, and it's okay.
Yeah, that's why I just explained it like that for people who...
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
And they was having that discussion too. They was talking about that. So, and even in that discussion, they was talking about having the notes and things like that. And this was a note that I wanted to discuss today, right? We was talking about black men, right? Being artists or being in these fields, and how hard, not hard, but we was talking about Virgil and his wife, right? And we was discussing like, yo, how hard it is to be in a relationship with a black creative as men, you know what I mean? And we was discussing that. And
that night we was outside.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that in the car, and as I was coming back home too, and I was saying, yo, you actually are living the opposite end of that, you know what I'm saying? And how are you dealing with, like, how are you able to deal with that now? You know what I'm saying? Like, what makes that work for you? Because in a lot of relationships, it's like, yo, you get on, you get a white girl and some shit like that.
With me, where that's living at in my circumference. You know what I mean? I make up my own words dealing with sentences just to let y'all know. It's yeah, I live on both spectrums because I do the 9 to 5. You feel what I'm saying? I am a teacher, and you know I do got a degree, and I'm finishing up my master's. They go that and being a creative and dating somebody or being in a relationship, what I have gained to learn is, somebody told me one day they thought I didn't believe in entrepreneurship. Right? But this is how I look at entrepreneurship. Get a check every 2 weeks. Put that check towards either your living situation or your creative process. Now, find a job that's easy for you in the sense of you could do your job, have this space wherever your job is in time, and actually create at the same time while you're at work. So then when you get off of work, you have finished something that's going towards your craft and you're still working. So you really didn't stop working on your craft. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And definitely take your mental breaks where you have a 24 hours where you just don't create nothing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And you build that. And I think so far what has that got me is finding financially stable situation, building my craft, and still creating, because I didn't know I was really going to be sitting in my crib season 2 doing my own podcast. Mm-hmm. That came out of creativity for years. Mm-hmm. And no matter if it take you years, because now when people look at my joint, a couple of people have called me. I seen somebody step up their camera game recently, which is actually dope. You know what I'm saying? Even though I couldn't like create with him because everybody got their own space to do stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's a dope person, a DJ. Built this in the sense of keep on creating, and it never stopped. The 9 to 5 never stopped it. Look what's going on.
So what? Okay,
so with the dating part, the dating part is if somebody really sits down and communicates with you, and they see what you're doing, and they believe in what you're doing, but first they got to believe in their own selves. Mm. If somebody don't come with that, you're gonna have a very big discrepancy. Because they don't believe in their own self and their own craft or whatever they're doing. Or if they don't feel like they're talented, they still got to communicate. And you got to communicate like this, like, hey, look, hey, you don't do anything. That's cool, but you do a 9 to 5. That's creative. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about what I'm doing. Is 9 to 5 creative? Is it 9 to 5 creative? Nah, not really. It's systematic. It's systematic, but you got to create your mind to get the hell up and go over there.
You got to make it soft for them. You got to make it soft.
Yeah. So, I would say it's just a communication between two people. If they can't understand that, then it ain't going to really work out for too long. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
I feel you.
Because even with, all right, say this person is doing what they're doing. Let's say they're 9 to 5 systematically, right? They don't really create nothing, right? You're creative, but you're an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what you do. You live off your craft. You feel what I'm saying? A 9 to 5 wouldn't understand that because they're like, oh, you don't have no money today, or you don't have no money tomorrow. Where's your money going to come from? Da 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 da. And they don't understand the process of your mind. You feel what I'm saying? So you're gonna bump heads after a while.
So it's communication.
It's communication because if the person believes in their own self and then they start to believe in you, then they're gonna work with you. Matter of fact, the 9 to 5 could invest in you, and that's real relationships.
That's real relationships. I feel you on that.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah, like they'll be like, you know what, yo, if you need these canvases, you need this, boom. Because I got a whole $500 that's sitting around that I ain't doing nothing. Where you want to go out and ball out with your homegirls and do what?
Nah, I feel you on that. That makes
to they
sense.
bull crap about they man cheating.
That makes sense. I'll be thinking about stuff like that. You know what I mean? And shout out to Kim Kardashian for giving Ye $50 million back then. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
But that's another story that we talking about here on Art School. Yo, like I said, yo, this is season 2. This is episode, what I said? 9, right? And we're here with JamesBourne of JamesBourneLLC. Yo, excuse me, pardon. So, I had my boy Gary come up here again, but it was some technical difficulties. But we switched it. We doing the 3-camera thing today. You know what I'm saying? That's just it's gonna be live. I don't got my shades on, but you got yours on. Your signature style. I was telling you, yo, you should come up with your own shades and your own frames and go along with the music that you producing now. You was playing some music a little
last week.
a little minute ago, and I said, you know what I mean, yo, come through with the character for that, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm curious to know, where did the glasses come from? Like well, like you say, you drawing the energy and stuff. Like, what made you pick those? Because I mean, that fits you for real. Like.
Where it came from my style when I was rapping in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Like what was going on was, and this was a part of my life that, you know what I mean, it's in a little bit of my book, but I don't really go into details. But man, I was flashy. I was making money. You know what I'm saying? Doing some stuff I was doing.
Both.
So I just like big things. Like when I come through, like you gotta see me. Like, and the thing is, I'm a little bit of an introvert, and people don't even know that. But I want you to see me. I just have this thing. You know what I'm saying? And my thing gotta be bigger than yours. So the glasses. You know what I mean? Sometimes if I'm wearing some jewelry, like certain things you'll see, and it's just like, yo, he's gaudy. You know what I'm saying? That's just my thing. You know what I mean? That's where it comes from.
I feel you. I was peeping that. I was like, yo, if you throw those in like different colors and all that other stuff. Yo, Coco Breezy, what's up? Yo, could get up with us. That's how I'm playing. Design some
I used to
shit.
date your makeup artist.
Yo. Juice and news. Yo, the lose. I'm just saying. So, you know, now you teaching too. Right?
Yeah.
And you got your own setup, you know, with your comedics and things like that, and how that goes into your teaching. I want to know a little bit more about that process of you bringing that into the school, you know what I mean, introducing that to a system, because you know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes they don't be with that, you know what I mean?
It's crazy, man. Shout out to Ember Charter School and the partners that are running that school. It's been years of meditation, and me meditating and hailing up the ancestors just dropped me off in this place where they're spitting comedics in there. And when I came in there, one of the brothers that was the founder of the school, he based a lot of some of the structure off of the books from my temple. So me just coming in there is like first language for me. But that came out of years of me really being serious about my ancestors, because they wouldn't have gave me that.
So where you from? Where your ancestors from? Put me on.
Kemet. Kemet, baby. Kemet, Africa.
I feel you.
Africana. But this whole continent, even America is part of Africa, if you know about Pangea. Don't make me drop some knowledge on y'all out here, because this will be an all-night thing, baby.
This will be 2 hours.
This will be an all-night thing. We was here already, baby.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So that's just where that's at. And honestly, I came back. I'm back now, you know what I mean?
So you bringing that into the school, and do you sense, or can you tell if the students are like gravitating towards it, or they?
Yeah, so with them, they already been there before me. So me coming in it and speaking it is just like, they kind of just gravitate towards me in the sense of mental, what we call it, human development. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a god, but you know, they can't really say these type of words because they're still living in the space of, you know, white people watching us. Human development. So we deal with a lot of therapy, emotional balancing. And the comedics are all about emotional balancing, especially with the meditation and everything that we do, at my temple. But they put it in a significant way where it's like you could talk to the kids in a certain way and they're comfortable. And they know if you real or not.
Gangster.
They know if you real or not. So even when I came in there spitting about my aunt, they just like, Then when I threw up the 42 laws of my aunt on the wall, they was like, nah, son. You know what I mean? Like, this man, he's real. But they gravitate towards me. Like, I listen, we chill. It's crazy. It's dope.
I did a piece once with Amen, right? But he had the Supreme jersey on with the Sixers. My boy Henry got that. And if you want to check it out, that's episode 1. We was talking about that. Yeah, and I had took that up to Hang Night at Heath Gallery one night. And I got the space right next to not right next to the door, but it was like, when you come through the door, it's not the first spot, but it's the right next to it, right under the lights. That joint was so fire, for real. That was crazy, And I was always drawn to that type of, that look, that spill. I do a little bit of work like that now. You know what I mean? Shout outs to all my peoples that collect and they like that steezy that I be doing. It's real comedics, but it is what I appreciate the artwork. I appreciate what comes from it. I appreciate the textures and the tones. There's something, I don't know, I just have this whole little story of love.
You know what we say? That's in your DNA, brother.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's living in your DNA. That's living in all our DNA. We just unlocking it. You know what I mean? That's it. And you unlock it through your art.
Yeah, that's a factory. That is a factory. So let me ask you this question, right? 2024 is coming up, right? Do you see yourself voting for anybody in particular? Or you just gonna let that rock? How we feeling for 2024?
Man, 2024, I vote when my ancestors tell me to go vote. I'll keep it real. I voted only like twice in my life. Obama. And I ain't gonna say the second one.
I voted for Obama because he was black.
There you go. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not even gonna lie. I said it on the mic. It is what it is.
It is, you know what's crazy? And
keep it a stat.
and I did that on the note of that, but also too, I did some readings and it was like, you gotta go outside and go vote. I was like, I bet. And he won. He won that night. I was like,
he was gonna win regardless. Obama was gonna win regardless.
Like, this is crazy.
There's no way that they was gonna let a Republican back in office right after a Republican. Like there was no way, and they had to calm shit down. But now that we see that he's, endorsing. I don't know whoever he's endorsing. I just wanted to. Get a little political with that, today and just say, hey, man, if you're going to go vote, man, please vote for people that are going to take care of your community.
It's crazy because that's the way I see it.
Economics.
And I know a lot of people probably be like, yo, you're conscious, brother, what you talking about voting and da-da-da-da. My thing is like this. Me, I'm spiritually free. So it ain't no bounds, but it do affect the community and the economy in a certain way of certain people getting things and certain things going a certain way. That does happen. If you're not living in that space, you're just dumb to me, right? Because politics, it is politics, but there's an aspect to it that you got to do, that you do have to take serious. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said 2024. I really don't know. I haven't been looking at none of the candidates.
Yeah, me either. That was just a note in my head. Yo, so I know this other thing about you too, man. You've been vegan, living. How's that been going for you, man? Like, how's that?
Man, I'm healthy.
I feel you.
I'm healthy. Like, I'm a vegan. I've been a vegan for more than 10 years, going on probably like 15, 16. I don't even know. And I tell you right now, I don't have the illnesses or temptations that other people have. I sleep right. You know what I'm saying? Unless I just been working. Like I don't have allergies. I don't have nothing really affects me in the sense of like sicknesses. You know what I'm saying? And I'll
That
tell you
attributes
this.
to your mental health too, man.
It definitely
man.
does.
We living in a damn
Chemicals
food
and all of that
food
stuff
desert,
like that,
man. This shit be horrible on us, cuz.
Look how our kids are. Look how the kids are in our community, man. A lot of the ADHD and everything comes from the foods you eating.
You know, that's crazy. You know what I mean? But they know how to trick us, though. They definitely know how to get us to get a, what's that called? The McDonald's Travis Scott pack with the toy in it and shit. You know what I mean? Shout outs to them. You know? Yo, so we was also talking about this shit today, too. You know what I mean? And I appreciate you for, you know what I mean, coming through today for an episode. You know what I mean? It's a double episode, actually. So you'll see it on Inside the Eye, and you see it on Our School. You know what I'm saying? His I have more like fidgety glimpses and cuts and all that. Mine's will just be a straight video because I'm a straight video type guy.
That's how you want it?
Yeah, I'm a straight video guy. He be doing all the glitz. I'll be doing all that shit. But yo, we was talking about like the AI, artificial intelligence, and art
that just came out.
Yeah, and things like that. And today, you know, it was a little discussion on the gram, you know, where we was talking about, you know what I mean, the effects of it, you know, where it could actually get, like, artificial intelligence in art is just like the flat, like, playing ground, you know what I'm saying? But it's deeper. It's like a rabbit hole, and artificial intelligence will one day replace this if they could, you know what I mean, by facial images and stuff like that. But, you know, I was, you know, going back to your comedics real quick, right? They can't replace that. Artificial intelligence can't replace that.
Nah, that's a fact. They can't. You know, it's going to happen to the industry too. And what I mean by the industry, I'm talking about like music industry, where a lot of stuff on the internet, everybody's talking about Jews own everything or whatever, which is true.
Ooh, don't take me down, YouTube.
But yeah, what's going to happen is they're not going to be able to control the internet. That's going to be deeper than what's going to happen. So if we get a group of people that end up being very aware and very awake and woke and start controlling all this stuff, there's going to be no way they can stop that. And we could put a cap on that AI if we want to.
Yo, listen, man. You know,
it's only if y'all want to take it there.
If y'all want to take it there.
If y'all soldiers, if y'all real.
You know, but if you look, it's you know what I mean, like the discussion. You know what I mean. I don't have no malice towards anybody online. That shit is whack or whatever. Just want to say that and put that out there publicly for all y'all out there that be, you know what I mean, listening, and or this ever comes back as a clip or some shit and they say we was acting wild, they're talking crazy about these people. Nah, it's not even that. It's just that sometimes as artists, you know what I mean, like Badu said, we're sensitive about our shit, and you know, the NFT crazy wave that came through,
it's over.
Yeah, it's over now. But when it was booming, there was so much craze about it. There was so much praise. There was so much everything about it that it threatened. Well, artists started to feel threatened about it. So this is just another wave. You know what I'm saying to you artists out there. You know what I mean? We ain't tripping because they can't replace the comedics on this shit on whatever you do. You feel me? Like whatever you do, if you got a steezy with your style and stuff like that, they can't replace that no matter what. There's nothing. And then not for nothing, you know what I mean? It's nothing like seeing it in real life, you know what I mean? Caption closed. That's all I'm saying. In real life, when you see a real image of a face on the wall or a tiger or something like that, or whatever the character is, right? It doesn't matter because you're seeing it in real life, and that's what gives it life, you feel me? That's what gives it the lights that it needs. You feel me? But you know, I'm just here and I'm thankful for another episode of this shit. Cause you know what I'm saying. When we talking about art and we talking about mental health and we talking about all these things and where we coming from, you know what I mean? Where you see yourself going? You know what I mean? With everything that you got going on.
Man, God is just gonna take me somewhere where I don't even know. That's just how I see it, man. Like destiny, you can't stop destiny, and as long as you just following some kind of path that you know is right, man, just God is gonna take care of the rest of that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like I just certain things that I'm doing with business. You know what I mean? And it's getting like way better. It's developing, like it's I'm here, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm here, and or like that's why I'm smiling so much, because you know I just feel the energy that God is just going to take care of it, and it's going to be something bigger than what I know.
I feel you on that. Nah, yo, red or blue?
Red.
Okay, I feel you. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or the Power Rangers?
Power Rangers.
Oh man. Alright. I was gonna say Osiris or Amen.
Both.
I feel you. Take a shot. Yeah, you gotta take a shot. He was taking a shot or something. Ching pong sing. Or whatever.
Sawushi,
Sawushi tampon or something, whatever that was. Yo, YouTube, please do not take me down for doing the don't do that, please, right? We are cool people here. You heard? We ain't messing with nobody. I'm just saying. That's what it sounded like on the bottle when I read it. It sounded like ping sound pong. I was like, I feel you. That's that gut punch. You feel me? That's that root. You know what I mean? Yo, it's been another wonderful episode. Before we go though, yo, what keeps you alive?
Knowing that I want to take over sooner or later.
I feel you. Yo, any shout outs? Big up your peoples, man.
Man, I don't know, man. Shout out to my shorty that be holding it down in here. You know what I mean? Rosella. She be doing her thing. Look out for her woman circles that she be having with shorties. You know.
Yeah, with shorties.
What else, yo? Shout out to people not being a representative of who they really should be, or even being creatives, because when we hit, you on your 9th episode, I'm on the 10th, you know, when we hit the 15th, 18th episode, I see in the future that's when people are going to take us serious to a point where it's like, I'm not even going to show up. This is going to be on my own terms. That's just where that is. So shout out to that. Shout out to all the doubters. Shout out to the people that don't get up, go to the gym. Shout out to the people that, you know what I'm saying, say that they ain't got the time to do whatever they say they got time to do, and whatever. Get up. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to you for doubting yourselves. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of the mental therapy that I talk about, because, man, if you got some friends on your team or people that you meet up with every week and they ain't pushing you to do something that you need to be doing, then shout out to that, because y'all are just bum-minded. That's where I'm at. I just went off.
Waste, man. Waste, man. Go on with your thing, man. Go on with your thing. Yo, again, God is the greatest. This has been another wonderful episode of Our School, the podcast. It's your boy, your host, Mighty Math, a.k.a. Penny Ardoy, a.k.a. Daddy Durag, a.k.a. Slim Thugger, a.k.a. Professor X, because I handle all my business sitting down. Al, free the wave. When are they gonna free Max, man? This is crazy. They need to get my son home. You know what I'm saying? Yo, normally, since we doing that, right? Gotta go out with something. Hold on.
Bang, man.
Let me see what I was gonna do. All right. I got. I got. Hold on. It's 5:49. We've been doing this on a Sunday or a Thursday. You know what I mean? It's crazy when you think about it, right? How we continuing on with everything that we saying that we doing. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
It's only gonna get better. Alexa, turn it like that. Get out.